Finally, another Bitcoin update. I have held off from making another one of these videos as I have felt Bitcoin has been extremely boring in this sideways market after the large bear move that we saw recently. So finally today there is some big news on Bitcoin and Ethereum coming up. So I thought I would give my opinion on it and sort of tell you guys what I personally expect from this market. Now, before I get into this video, I do just want to say that this is not financial advice, and I recommend you do your own research before making any trades or entering any positions on Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything else that I do talk about in this video. Anyways, the first major event that is coming up on Bitcoin is the Bitcoin CME futures expiration. Now, this is a pretty big event as it is the settlement date of the futures, which is the 27th, and normally around the settlement date of Bitcoin futures, we do tend to see a move, and it can sort of differ from different percentages, either up or down. However, on the last settlement of the futures, which was on January 3rd, as we do see right here, we did see a quick downtick on the actual date right there. But then you can see a few days later, we did see a large bullish move of around 8% right after January 3rd. So I do think that this move could spark some extra volume and movement into Bitcoin if we are lucky. However, once again, I think the futures expiration specifically on Bitcoin tends to not be super important as to predicting where the market's going to move. Normally, it just extends whatever move is already happening. So if we are in a bear market, then it just tends to go down even more. And if we are in a bull market, then sometimes it does go up. So it can help just push a little bit of extra volume into the market. And that's definitely one thing we are looking up to on February 27th. And there are a few other things that will be happening on February 27th, as you do see here. The second most important thing that is coming up is the Ethereum Constantinople fork. This is a huge upgrade for Ethereum that will bring some new features to Ethereum, and that official fork, it will be a hard fork. However, there will not be two currencies. It will only be Ethereum, or at least that's what I know as of right now. There might have been some change to that later. However, whenever the Ethereum fork happens, there will likely be a very large bullish move, and we can already see that happening on Ethereum right now. We have seen this bottom at around $70 or $80, and then we did see this huge recovery, especially recently, as people have started to realize that the fork is coming up. So that is definitely something that I would look out for. This Ethereum fork is likely going to keep Ethereum bullish. There could likely be a sell-off afterwards. However, we will just have to see. And I think one of the most important factors that will contribute to that is the ETF deadline for Bitcoin. So the new deadline that was set by the SEC to further review the rule change proposals to list a Bitcoin ETF is supposed to be on February 27th. And I do want to say right now, and I'm sure this is going to happen, I think there's a very likely chance of this happening. Obviously, the whole deadline, the February 27th deadline, is a deadline that they did set. However, the SEC can change deadlines all the time. So if they are unsure of maybe some of the proposals or they need some more time to think about it, then they might extend the deadline. I know that that might be an unpopular opinion. However, I think that is a likely thing that could happen. However, hopefully we will get a either yes or no for the latest Bitcoin ETF. Hopefully it does get accepted, and if it does, I could see a huge bullish movement, not only in Bitcoin, but I think also Ethereum. I think if the Bitcoin ETF gets accepted, that's going to just boost the Constantinople hype even more. I think we're going to have some of the investors that we lost during the bear market. They're going to come back and they're going to see that Bitcoin ETF was accepted. So not only is that going to go up, but then you're going to see Ethereum going up even more due to the hard fork as well. And then I think that's just going to cause a lot of volume in both coins, and hopefully it will be positive. However, if it is negative, then we could see a sell-off And once again, I think the sell-off could just be magnified by the recent gains that we've had. Hopefully we don't see a full retraceable, but it is definitely possible. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you are caught up with what's happening to Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you do now have a plan on what you're going to do when trading them, and see you guys in the next one.